Welcome to Thick Boy Fight News. Let's dive in. Michael Chandler vs. Dustin Poirier appears to be close to being a sure thing. Rumors suggest the UFC brass is looking to book the fight for UFC 281 in New York's Madison Square Garden. Both fighters have recently lost in their bids to take the lightweight title from Charles Oliveira, but a win against the other would firmly put them back in talks for another title shot. Chandler recently spoke with MMAfighting.com's Damon Martin on a recent episode of The Fighter vs. the Writer, where he questioned Poirier's desire to fight at the highest level. I wake up every morning thinking about being a UFC champion. I've had one crack at it. Dustin's now had a couple cracks at it. He's talked about going up to 170. I think it's hard for him to make the weight. I think he's talked about retiring. He's talked about passion. He's talked about desire. Does he have it anymore? He's talked about fighting Nate Diaz. We all know what going after a fight against Nate Diaz means. It begs the question, does he truly believe he's one of the best in the world anymore? I think he's one of the best in the world, but he's also had a couple Conor fights. He's got a little bit of money in the bank. He's getting older. It's hard for him to make the weight. He's talking about going up to 170. These are telltale signs that I think this is the right time for me to fight him and the wrong time for him to fight me. That's no disrespect against him. I want to compete against him. I compete against anybody in the top 5 that's going to get me towards a title shot. Mohammed Usman won the Ultimate Fighter Season 30 over the weekend with a vicious knockout of Zach Paga in the second round.
But never mind that, we've got two big boys slugging it out.
Usman follows it up. Mohammed Usman is the Ultimate Fighter with the biggest of exclamation points.
A little cheeky left hook. He was out. And he's going crazy. Look at this, man.
Usman joins his brother Kamaru as a champion of the popular show, and the pair become the first set of brothers to both win the Ultimate Fighter. The knockout caught the attention of current heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou, who tweeted, "A new contender was born in the heavyweight division, and personally, I want no business with this man. Congrats, brother." Kamaru also reacted on his brother's win with a tweet and in a video posted by the UFC's Twitter account. "Beyond proud, congrats."
Feels great. I mean, we're still making history each and every day. First brothers ever to do this, in the history of the sport. That's something big. I think when we're done, they're gonna see how monumental our mark is on the sport. It's his time now.
Paddy the Baddie released a vlog to his personal YouTube account detailing the events that took place immediately after his second round submission of Jordan Levitt at UFC London. Among the highlights were Paddy and Meatball Molly McCann receiving news that rapper Drake would be gifting them both Rolexes after he won big betting on the pair. Paddy also doesn't seem to have any plans slowing down in regards to eating. In the video, Pimblett shared some of the dishes he enjoyed on a trip to Wales with his fiancée.
We're back in the L postcode. We're back in Liverpool. Since we got back from London, I went to Wales for 2 days with the missus. Been eating some nice food, had a few nice brekkies, had a nice roast. It's only my mate's birthday today and we already had a scramble. These brekkie wraps are unbelievable. The chips are just unbelievable in the brekkie lounge, nailed them. Also had a zinger chicken chipotle baguette, unbelievable. Come home and I had a little bit of cheesecake in my bird's mars with some cream. And I've had a Whisper Gold here with a glass of chocolate.
Dana White's Contender Series will once again take place Tuesday night and will feature wrestling star Bo Nickal in just his second professional MMA bout. Nickal, a 3-time wrestling national champion out of Penn State, will take on Zachary Borrego in Tuesday night's featured bout. Borrego, 3-0, missed weight by 1.5 pounds and will be fined a portion of his purse. Video courtesy of MMA Junkie.
$187.5.
Yeah, I know it was only 0.2.
5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nick Diaz had a peculiar return to the octagon when he fought Robbie Lawler last September and threw in the towel after being dropped by Lawler in the 3rd round. Diaz also unexpectedly needed the bout moved from welterweight to middleweight. Now, Diaz's coach, Cesar Gracie, is bringing to light the circumstances which led to the lackluster fight from Diaz. According to Gracie, Diaz was fighting with a seriously injured neck, which was the reason he couldn't cut weight and appeared to not be 100%. Interview courtesy of Submission Radio. So Nick, he went into that fight and his neck was pretty messed up. Robbie's a great, tough fighter and everything, and Nick was doing great. And then you kind of see Nick kind of fading as the fight wore on. So 2 of the discs had ruptured in his neck before the fight, so he was having numbness of the hands. That's why he didn't make 170. He fought at 185 because it was impossible to train. He just didn't have any strength. He didn't have what you're used to, the Nick Diaz you know. He didn't have it. So we finally were able to go and he got an operation and he put in the titanium discs in his neck. So he's feeling great from that right now. And it's like we're getting the old Nick back, which is really good. So now that that's happened, we're waiting for the doctors. He's got another appointment I think next month, and he should be clear to start training his hard training again, because right now he can only run and hit pads and everything, but he definitely wants to fight. UFC ref Dan Miragliotta received criticism over what many believe to be an early stoppage at UFC 277 when Sergey Pavlovich finished Derek Lewis in the 1st round. UFC President Dana White agreed with the sentiment, telling reporters it was an early stoppage. It was definitely an early stoppage. When you jump right back up like that and you're ready to go, listen. He was a little rocked, but no more rocked than Juliana was 3-4 times during the fight, and she fought 5 rounds. Miragliotta made a mistake, but it happens. Now, UFC bantamweight champion Aljamain Sterling is also taking shots at the ref on his personal YouTube channel, but less about the early stoppages and more about Miragliotta as a person.
But if you look at him, when he's refereeing, he's always like got this like smirk that kind of seems like, I don't want to say condescending, but it's almost like patronized. I don't know. I just feel like that smirk, I just don't like that he always just has on this like he'll stop the fight and he's kind of like, yeah, buddy, you got fucked up. Yeah.
On his podcast, Bro Malley, Sean O'Malley reacted to rumors that Jake Paul could be fighting internet personality Andrew Tate next. Paul has been actively looking for a fight on social media since his bout with Hasim Rahman Jr. fell through. A bout between Paul and Tate would bring together 2 of the internet's most polarizing figures.
Logan Paul hints at Andrew Tate versus Jake Paul next, eh? The way Andrew Tate hits mitts, it's hard to say. Andrew Tate's hands down for boxing might not be good against Jake Paul. Jake Paul's, been boxing consistently over the years, setting up his right hand, jabber to the body. Andrew Tate's been smoking cigars, fucking bitches, and hitting mitts every once in a while. So I think that would not be a good night for Andrew Tate. If I had to guess, kickboxing is different. I've never even really seen Andrew Tate kickbox, but it adds a different element to it.
Looking for more original MMA content? Check out the rest of Thick Boy YouTube. Exclusive interviews, opinion, and fight analysis is available weekly on The Shab Show, Food Truck Diaries, and Fight Night Flashbacks. Subscribe so you don't miss any of the action.